This is the Troll Patrol, live with Justin FREAKIN.
Welcome to the Troll Patrol live. It's a freaking Friday. The freak signal. I like it. I think I might steal it. We'll do a little promo. You know, like, instead of the bat signal, like, you put up the spotlight and it's going to be the Fu Manchu. It's perfect. Good evening. Still trying to contemplate the events of this past Wednesday. That's what we're going to be talking about again tonight, all night long. Well, first up, there's something up with Parler. Parler is down. Oh shit, Parler is back up now. Everyone was talking about Parler being down, and also the fact that Donald J. Trump has been suspended from Twitter. Finally, perma-banned. I got banned from Twitter years ago. It took an insurrection for this motherfucker to get banned from Twitter. I just got mass reported by fucking Nazis. God damn. What a day. I told everybody to tune into the show because I'm extra goddamn salty today. Been arguing with a bunch of right-wingers, so I am definitely coming in hot. What the fuck is JP Sears saying? Seems as though you are trying to incite violence. You are not a safe corporation. You're corruption. How is it corruption? I'm going to have to explain this again. I was explaining it to a dumb fuck right-winger just a few minutes ago. Twitter is a private company. There is no such thing as free speech on Twitter. Twitter can suspend you for violating their terms of service. You signed up. You agreed to it. What the fuck? What the fuck? These people are just so fucking stupid. So fucking stupid. And then I've seen a lot of false equivalencies between BLM and what went on at the Capitol. There is no equivalency. I had a right-winger compare it to revolutionary acts. No, you motherfucker. When the founders talked about overthrowing the government, the BLM protests were exactly what they were talking about. The fact that the state was able to murder a man by putting their knee literally on the back of their neck and snuffing out the life from them. Only on an accusation. There weren't even charges against him. That is literally what the founders had in mind when they drew up the Constitution. Not some dumb fuck rednecks getting pissed off because they lost an election. Holy fuck, there is no equivalency. Also, since Parler is back, let me do my usual thing and share the show out there. I do it because I really would like to get some right-wingers to call in. Now, I frame everything on Parler as if I am a right-winger. Actually, I've got too many hashtags. I'm actually getting to have a decent following on Parler. 69 followers! I hit 69 followers! Nice. Now that is 100% organic. Those aren't like other people from other social media. That's just me sharing out my shit. That's all I ever do on Parler. I don't actually get on there and interact. I just share out my shit with every goddamn hashtag I can think of. That's all. I keep going to the front page, finding out what's trending in the hashtags and taking the hashtags and writing it to a few hundred views on YouTube And apparently my video about the QAnon shaman was incredibly popular. Usually my YouTube videos, because I shared them out on Parler, get a lot of downvotes. Not a single downvote on this video last time I checked, which was this morning. There could be some now. Whole bunch of upvotes. I was surprised. Can I open it? New there. Fuck, I fucked it up. Shit. Well, never mind. But yeah. Also, phone lines are open, 917-830-4359. We are also on the Discord, if you'd like to hop in the Discord with me. I'm salty. I would love to argue with somebody today. Please, try me. Try me. Otherwise, I guess we'll get to the fucking news. U.S. allies. Still, I can't get over it. U.S. allies. Some among Americans' military allies believe Trump deliberately attempted a coup. Nah, shit. And may have had help from federal law enforcement officials. So military intelligence from other countries believe Trump attempted a coup. He did. I posted it earlier on Facebook. Be glad it is the dumbest fucks walking the planet that tried to foment this coup, or democracy would have ended in this country on Wednesday. That's not being hyperbolic. They tried to install Trump as a dictator. Because so far he has been above the law. If there wasn't an election, if the results of the election weren't adhered to, and he was removed from office that way, there would have been no repercussions. He would have been a dictator. That's why it's so important that he is removed from office. Now, I had somebody tell me that, he tried to foment a coup without the military. No, he has tried to get the military to join him. The military has an oath to the Constitution, not Trump. And lucky for us, the military brass has upheld that. That was one of the things that I talked about. Like, I'm no fan of Joe Biden, but at least it's Joe Biden right now in this moment. Someone who knows Washington, is respected by the establishment. The people at the Pentagon probably are like, fuck, please give us Joe Biden. Because I wonder, had it been Bernie Sanders, would the military have gone along with it? Would there have been people in the military brass that would have been like, oh, we can't let this commie bastard have power, and actually let Trump get away with the coup? I guess it would have all came down to how the oligarchs that actually own this country would have seen it. I don't know. I don't think there's any question that Bernie Sanders would have won the election. Probably by a much larger margin than Joe Biden. But would they have ever let him take power? So we're lucky that the military actually stood with the Constitution and didn't go with Trump. But I mean, of course military people would have a disdain for Trump. You would hope. Look at him. He's everything they say they dislike. The opposite of a fucking disciplined soldier. Maryland Governor Larry Hogan says the Pentagon repeatedly denied approval to send in the National Guard to the Capitol. So apparently this happened in Virginia too, that Virginia Governor Northam tried to activate the Virginia National Guard to send in to back up the Capitol Police. Apparently, there were some off-duty police officers that were in the crowd of protesters and flashed their badges in order to gain admittance around the barriers. Department of Defense repeatedly denied to authorize deployment of Maryland's National Guard troops to help quell violence at the Capitol on Wednesday. Hogan said during a press conference that he convened an emergency meeting of his unified command team when he was informed of a mob of Trump supporters descending on the Capitol as lawmakers attempted to certify President-elect Joe Biden's victory. Hogan says he mobilized 200 specially trained state troopers and instructed Major General Timothy Gowan, the general of the Maryland National Guard, to mobilize his troops. House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer called Hogan from an undisclosed bunker and were pleading with him for assistance from his state. I've got video of it. However, Hogan, who requires the Department of Defense's authority to mobilize his National Guard troops, said he was repeatedly denied. Said he had a back and forth trying to get that authorization. Now remember a few weeks ago when Trump was going on a firing spree of people at the Department of Defense, people that were working over at the Pentagon and at the Joint Chiefs. Federal authorities were not guarding the Capitol at the time of the attack. And Capitol Police were quickly overrun by the mob. At least the ones that weren't fucking taking pictures with the mob or letting them in through the barricades. We've had the first Republican senator call on Trump to resign. Alaska's Lisa Murkowski said today that she believes President Trump should resign immediately, becoming the first Senate Republican. I already said that. I want him to resign. I want him out. He has caused enough damage. Murkowski, you had your chance. You had your chance to get him out of office earlier this year. If you wanted him out, if you wanted to hold him accountable, you had your chance as a senator. Murkowski, mate, now there's a lot of talk, especially with Joe Manchin coming out and saying that he is going to be against $2,000 checks, that Joe Manchin may actually jump ship and change parties to the Republican Party, much like the governor of West Virginia, the state that Manchin represents, has done previously. Murkowski said in this article that she may very well jump ship from the Republican Party. So we could see a realignment of the two parties. I don't remember, it's 50-50 control right now of the Senate. If Manchin jumps, it gives control of the Senate to Republicans. Unless Murkowski balances it out. And talking about the $2,000 checks, there may be enough Republicans to pass the checks without Manchin to begin with. You've already had a handful of them say they're in support of it. Especially you've got anyone that's eyeing the presidency, a Josh Hawley, a Ben Sass, Tom Cotton. Hold on. Let's go check Trump's Twitter. You want to? Oh, would you look at that? And yesterday he was following 54 people. Today he's following 51. Or maybe I'm just really high and I don't remember exactly how many people he was following yesterday. Nobody respects Joe Manchin. I don't think the Republicans respect him at all. So I don't know. Like, Democrats don't respect him. Republicans don't respect him. Fuck Joe Manchin. Oh, don't even get me started about coal barons. I think Trump has been high through most of this shit, especially after he got COVID. Apparently he's like Elvis and he is very against illegal drugs, but is totally for it if it comes from a doctor. I think Hitler was the same way too, wasn't he? Like he had to have his methamphetamine prescribed to him because he thought the illegal drugs were icky and for the low class people. Now, beyond Murkowski calling for him to be removed, we could very well get impeachment articles as early as Monday, according to CNN. House Democrats are currently planning to introduce articles of impeachment. His name escapes me right now, but he's actually Rep. Al Green, I think, has already drawn up his own articles of impeachment. I believe he was the first rep to draw up articles of impeachment back in like 2017. According to multiple sources familiar with the matter, as soon as Monday, they could set up a vote in the House as early as the middle of next week. Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi has not explicitly said when this will go to the floor. Now, here's the kicker. So if he's convicted by the Senate, he can never run for office again, and there's probably a lot of Republican senators that would like to see that happen. So this is kind of likely, guys. I think we might actually see him get impeached again and might actually get convicted by the Senate this time. That's what he did. I would love to see him removed from the 25th Amendment because he's got all these accolades about how bad of a president he's been. So if he was the only president to be removed by the 25th Amendment, lose the popular vote both times, be impeached, one-term president, but twice impeached, throw that on there too. Unfortunately, we're going to have to live with him for this foreseeable future in politics unless we are lucky enough to get some sort of movement from the Southern District of New York. Probably about taxes. As I've said all along on this show over and over again, if we see Trump do jail time, and that's a very big if we see him do jail time, it will be for tax fraud in the Southern District of New York on state charges. That's not going to happen, man. They're already talking about possibly a revival of The Apprentice. Or he might go and start his own TV network, or he's going to sell his brand to Newsmax or OAN or Right Side Broadcasting or one of those outlets and rebrand as Trump TV, which was what he wanted to do originally. That was the whole end game to his run for president, was to launch Trump TV. Apparently, there are people in the House that are warning against it. House Republicans are warning Democrats against impeaching President Trump after Wednesday's assault on the Capitol, saying such a move so close to Inauguration Day would prove divisive. Now, Joe Biden is apparently against impeachment as well and has told House leaders that he just wants to move forward. I think at this point in time, it's more important to focus on healing and doing a peaceful transition of power, as the president himself has conceded. Well, he actually hasn't. Where we are, and impeachment just inflames those that believe this election has been stolen. Who gives a shit about the people that believe the election have been stolen? People that believe the election has been stolen are dumb as fuck. That quote was from Representative Tom Reed, a Republican from New York. Another GOP lawmaker also said they felt impeachment could further inflame extremists' worst instinct. I'm sorry, I'm not responsible. People being held accountable for their actions doesn't give extremists a right to go and do whatever the fuck they want. I am not from West Virginia, but I am from a place where I could whip out my dick and piss in West Virginia if I wanted to. I don't live there anymore. I am definitely from the mountains of Appalachia, though. You know what? Here's the thing about the Apprentice. That name sounds familiar. I don't think I do, but I might. The thing about The Apprentice is I wouldn't put it past NBC to absolutely put him on network television again. They'd probably put it on CNBC though, wouldn't they? They still want it, but they wouldn't want the tarnish that would come from having them on the main network. Newly elected Representative Jamal Bowman, who is going to be quite the force for good, introduces a bill to investigate if Capitol Police have ties to white supremacist groups because, yes, you absolutely should. By the way, multiple Nazis have been identified. I knew at the time when we were watching the live footage, like, that's Matthew Heimbrick or whatever the fuck his name is. But there have been other neo-Nazis, white supremacists, identified in the group that stormed the Capitol. And we know about the Nazi problem inside police. So, and there's no way that what happened could have possibly happened unless the rioters had people on the inside. And apparently, we have an interview that might indicate that might be the truth.
Just what happened in there? Tell us what happened.
Yeah, we went in there and then I walked in and there's just a whole bunch of people lighting up in some Oregon room. I don't know if it's there's tons of Oregon paintings, but they were smoking a bunch of weed in there. And then we moved it down, showing the statues. Cops are...
Now, first of all, that was the first I'd heard that anybody smoked weed inside the Capitol. I'll light one up to that. Smoking weed in the Oregon room. Where's this guy from that he says Oregon? What's that dialect?
They're very cool. They're like, hey guys, have a good night. And some of them, it's just crazy. It's really
What?
Smoking a bunch of weed in there. And then we moved it down, showing the statues. Cops are very cool. They're like, hey guys, have a good night. And some of them, it's just crazy.
The cops were very cool. They were like, hey guys, have a good night.
Really weird. You can see that some of them are on our side.
We've reached out to the Capitol Hill Police for comment, but have not yet heard back.
Some of them were on our side, he said. Stay tuned. We're going to talk about the dude that was in Nancy Pelosi's office here in just a second. Let's see what we think. This is outside the gates before they breach the perimeter.
Let's go! Fuck this shit! We tell you dude! You back the fuck
Let's see about the resistance they meet.
Move! Move! That's our house! That's our house! We tell you dude!
Joe Scarborough dropped an F-bomb on live TV, and that was awesome. We played that video last night.
Hold my backpack. Hold my backpack.
Hey, look at this dude taking his jacket off. Throwing his hat on backwards like, oh, you want to rumble? You want to rumble? What? Now, what kind of cognitive dissonance do you have to chant USA as you're getting ready to lead an insurrection into the fucking seat of power of the fucking country you're chanting? What the fuck? Holy shit. Now, we have found out today that one cop has died. He was beat in the head with a fucking fire extinguisher. This guy took his oath of office seriously. I salute you, sir. You actually put some effort into it. Wow. Wow. It really did seem like only like one or two of them were putting up a resistance, even trying. Holy shit. Now, 13 people have been charged. As of earlier today, of 40 people, 13 charged in federal court, approximately 40 charged in superior court. 13 individuals have been charged so far in federal court in the District of Columbia related to crimes committed at the U.S. Capitol on Wednesday. In addition to those who have been charged, additional complaints have been submitted and investigations are ongoing. Today's charges are just the beginning of the FBI's ongoing efforts to hold those responsible for the criminal acts of violence and destruction that unfolded during the U.S. Capitol building breach on January the 6th. So let's get into some of these arrests. Dude that hopped on Nancy Pelosi's desk here.
I don't know what I would do if I didn't.
There's a picture of him just making himself at home. Apparently, it's making the rounds that someone took a shit on her desk. Here he is with some of Nancy Pelosi's mail.
How'd you get it?
I didn't steal it. I bled on it because they were macing me and I couldn't see. And so I figured, well...
Last night we were talking about old Gord and his eyes. The way his eyes look weird. This guy's got the same weird look in his eyes.
I bled on it because they were macing me and I couldn't see. And so I figured, well, I'm in her office. I got blood in her office. I'll put a quarter on her desk, even though she's worth it. And I left her a note on her desk. It says, Nancy Big O is here, you.
Now I'm assuming he's already been arrested. Richard Barnett, a 60-year-old involved with a pro-gun rights group in Northwest Arkansas, gave an interview. Arrested and charged with 3 federal counts, including theft of public property, the FBI said on Friday. Numerous GOP lawmakers from several states were spotted in the crowd. 6 Republican lawmakers among rioters as police released photos of the wanted. West Virginia delegate Derek Evans posted a video of himself entering the building but later deleted it. Would you like to see Evans get arrested? I have that footage right here. Exclusive video of West Virginia delegate Derek Evans being taken into custody.
Thank you, mister.
What did she say? Hold on. I couldn't hear what she said. Aw, help me out here. Can you guys hear it?
Thank you, mister.
He's a fair man? He's a nut job is what he is. I think that was his mom, by the way, that they were getting a comment from. Delegate Derek Evans from West Virginia. Tennessee state lawmaker Terry Lynn Weaver told the Tennessean that she was in the thick of it during the rally before the storming of the Capitol. Just a whole heck of a lot of patriots here, she said. You're not patriots. Tweeted a picture of the mob at the base of the Capitol saying epic and historic day gathering with fellow patriots from all over the nation, D.C. She accused the police of murder after the shooting of a California woman inside the Capitol. Now, we watched the video last week. You can see it. They are barricaded behind a door. The Capitol Police have guns pointed. And the reason why they had their guns pointed is because there were Congress people right behind that door. And she was like trying to get through a window and they shot her out of the window. As long as we're on the topic of the woman that they shot in the window, let's talk about her. Here's some video.
Huh? You got where is Kamala? Where is Kamala? Talking about ISIS like KKK. We got this migrant caravan. You know what? We have thousands of people on the other side of the border. You people can't get to work. Our economy is going to take an absolute tank because you guys refuse to choose America over your stupid political party. I am so tired of it. You try to make it with these wide-angle lenses, and you try to make it that your echo chambers have these large followings. You got 40 people showing up, and you want to do a headline with CNN talking about, oh, we got massive protests for Trump shutting the borders. No, we do not. No, we do not. What we do have is a massive amount of pissed off people like I am because you guys will not sit down and do your jobs. California is suffering. Our homeless problem is out of control. Our drugs are out of control. When you have to have a budget to clean up human fecal matter off the roads, that is a problem, okay? This is absolutely insane. The meth problem, the fentanyl problem, the heroin problem, the illegal this is crazy, okay? Like, well, everybody wants immigration, but we need to do it.
Always driving, too, when they're making these videos.
This is getting out of control, and you guys are lying. Why are you lying? Why are you lying? And why are you so worried about what everybody else is doing? I want to talk about what you're doing. Like I said, you can consider yourself put on notice. Me and the American people. I am so tired of this. I am woke, man. I am just...
You should consider yourself put on notice. She is going to come to the Capitol and die. I hate to laugh about
this
it.
Is absolutely unbelievable. Get your shit together. Thank you.
I hate to laugh about it because honestly, that woman's just fucking dumb. And they took advantage of her. This right-wing propaganda, the rich people that fund all this nonsense. The Glenn Becks, the Charlie Kirks, the Ben Shapiros. I feel sorry for her because, like, she was duped by those motherfuckers. But that's the woman that got shot in the neck at the Capitol. We watched the video last night. I don't want to see that again. These were not rioters and looters. These were patriots who love their country and do not want to see our great republic turned into a socialist country. What the fuck are you talking about? Socialist country, my ass. Probably can't even define the word socialism. Programmed by right-wing propaganda. It's just a boogeyman to them. They think they can say socialism and people will jump. I was there with the people I know don't believe the fake media narrative she wrote. I would assume that she is one of the several Tennessee lawmakers who had their offices raided by the FBI. But knowing Tennessee the way I do and knowing the scandal involving the former Speaker of the House, it could be something else, but I assume it has to do with their involvement on Wednesday. Federal agents descended on multiple Tennessee Republican House members' homes and state offices on Friday, collecting evidence while executing search warrants as part of an unspecified investigation just days before the legislative session begins. So yeah, I don't even know if this is connected to DC because these motherfuckers are so goddamn corrupt. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Middle District of Tennessee confirmed the FBI visited the homes of former House Speaker Glenn Casada. That he's the one that's under investigation. He had an aide that was like doing coke and funneling money through the office. Rep. Robin Smith, Rep. Todd Warner, and former Casada aide, Cade Cawthorn. I think he was the one that was doing the blow. So this is an unrelated matter. The FBI is visiting them on an unrelated matter. That is how fucking corrupt right-wingers are. And just in case, I don't want anybody to fucking both parties this shit. Because I got into it with a right-winger again. They're like, oh, they're both corrupt. Now, look at this. Look at this. The first number is indictments by party, presidential administration. The second is convictions. The third is prison sentences by party. I had one guy say, oh, don't act like it's the domain of one party. The fuck it isn't. It absolutely is the domain of one party. Fuck off with that nonsense. But hey, guys, you know, it wasn't actually dumb fuck right-wingers that stormed the Capitol. You're aware of that, right? According to this Tennessee pastor where Governor Bill Lee attends church, who was there at the protests, it was Antifa.
All right, here we are. Almost 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. January 6th, 2021. Let's see who logs on. Give me a shout out. Give me a thumbs up, some hearts, all that kind of stuff.
I'll give you a thumbs up.
Some likes. Type me a message. We'll wait. We've already got 100 people watching.
I'll give you a 2-finger salute, bitch.
Good. Thank you for praying. Lisa Witten, hello. Good to see you. Natalie Wren, hello. Great. We've been friends a long time, not that you're old. All right, so let me just kind of ease into this a little bit here.
Just the tip.
Coming up on 700 people watching, and I'm grateful for that. We've got some important stuff to talk about. Before we get into this, I just want to say, so here we are again, Washington, D.C., January 6th. 7:01 p.m. Central Standard Time. Washington, D.C. Is in lockdown right now. A curfew.
Because of you fucks.
By the mayor, and the streets are completely shut down. There's nobody on the streets. Right behind me is the Treasury building, and then right behind the Treasury building is the White House. And so we're right here in the middle of it. I want to talk to you about the most important thing, and that is
God.
Just the senseless loss of life today for this girl. Again, I don't know.
Well, why'd you storm the Capitol then? It's like a 20-minute video. Let's scroll up here. We'll listen to the news report. We'll find out exactly what he said.
3 months ago, there weren't enough masks. We were desperately sourcing from all over the world.
Woo! Blasting in my ears there. just so I can listen to what this dumb fuck has to say. Oh. This is the governor of Tennessee's pastor, by the way.
Pastor of Governor Bill Lee's home church in Williamson County. Pastor Steve Berger blames Antifa for being among the rioters out there.
And he's not the only one. Hercules, Kevin Sorbo, has blamed Antifa.
That claim is true.
As for who is partially to blame for the riot at the U.S. Capitol,
that's Trump supporters
who attended the rally. Williamson County Pastor Steve Berger.
I'm not here to say that the troublemakers were all and only Antifa members, but I can tell you this: they were there, they were present, and they were identified.
Even though there is no proof yet of the group.
Oh goddamn! I watched a video earlier. I didn't save it of a dude. It was a
the pastor of the governor's home church states it as fact.
It was a reporter. They kept calling him Antifa. They were beating the fuck out of him, and he was just a reporter.
Trump flags and having Trump paraphernalia.
In this Facebook Live from Washington, Berger does not explain if he came to D.C. specifically for
sedition. He did. But Xena, warrior princess, swooped in to save us from the evil Hercules. Kevin Sorbo posts on Twitter, "They don't look like patriots to me. All of them have been identified. Especially the QAnon shaman. We played video of him last night." Lucy Lawless chimes in, "No, Peanut, they are not patriots. They are your flying monkeys, homegrown terrorists, QAnon actors. They are the douchebags that go out and do the evil bidding of people like you, who like to wind them up like toys and let them do their worst." Hashtag enabler. Fuck yeah, Lucy Lawless. Somebody responded with this gif. Xena, warrior princess, with the knockout blow to Hercules. Lindsey Graham getting blowback for not being completely all the way entirely up Trump's ass. He just has his little pinky toe sticking out of Trump's ass. But that's not enough for Trump supporters. That is enough to get you called a traitor by them. I believe he's in D.C. He's flying back to South Carolina. I mean, technically, unless you live in South Carolina, he doesn't really work for you. Just saying. Same thing happened to Mitt Romney. Look, woman with a Q on the back of a shirt, of course. The front of her shirt said, "I love Trump," because that's totally normal. And not batshit crazy. I believe it goes on. I believe we got more of it.
You're a traitor! You're a traitor! Lindsey Graham, you are a traitor to the country! You know it was rigged! You know it was...
I mean, he's a traitor to the country, but not for the reason you're saying. Holy shit. Get your story straight. Act like you know. As producer Dave from Echoplex Media would say.
It's gonna be like this forever, wherever you go for the rest of your life.
Audit, go!
I hate to tell you this, Lindsay, but you know, you brought it on yourself. Once again, this didn't have to be this way. You could have removed Trump from office, had the chance about this time a year ago, didn't ya? You created this monster. The entire Republican Party created this monster. The Republican media machine created this monster. They have no control over it anymore. These people are goddamn nuts.
Audit the vote! Piece of shit! Audit the vote!
She's yelling audit the vote. Like, in what state? Every state's had a fucking, the contested states had recounts. They had an audit in Georgia. What the fuck do you want? Just babies throwing a fucking temper tantrum, and I'm tired of it.
Audit our vote! Audit our vote! Audit our vote! Audit our vote! Audit our vote!
Doesn't even know what the fuck she's talking about.
Audit our vote! Hey, you better! Sell your soul out! You son of a bitch! You better enjoy Gimbo! Fucking asshole! You don't represent us. Piece of shit!
You don't represent us anymore.
I mean, I agree with her. He is indeed a piece of shit. It's Lindsey Graham after all. But, like, he's just following the law. For once, he's upholding the Constitution. Jesus. But now you might be asking yourself, well, what were the locals in Washington, D.C.? How did they perceive the events of this past Wednesday?
Out of town. Fucking treasonous pieces of shit.
All right, I like this guy. I like this guy an awful lot.
I know! They really destroying our city!
City, and it's like nobody gives a shit. Next hour's Black Lives Matter. They've had tanks rolling down Pennsylvania Avenue, but they let these fucking crackers take over the goddamn Capitol.
That's true.
What the fuck is that?
It makes me teary-eyed.
He is 100% correct.
Yeah, just when it was us, Black Lives Matter, we couldn't even do none of that, and we died.
Oh, we even know that. We saw what they did to Black Lives Matter.
Out of town. Fucking treasonous pieces of shit.
Damn right. Treasonous pieces of shit.
City, and it's like nobody gives a shit. Next hour's Black Lives Matter. They've had tanks rolling down Pennsylvania Avenue, but they let these fucking crackers take over the goddamn Capitol.
That's true.
What the fuck is that?
Fucking crackers. I love it.
Yeah, just when it was us, Black Lives Matter, we couldn't even do none of that, and we died.
100% correct. All right, that'll do it for me this week. If you are watching on Twitch, I'm going to send you guys over to Proudly Radical. They're super cool. Please give them a like. Tell them I sent you. Go ahead, light one up, tip one back. It's all right to have a little fun before you hit the sack. I'm Justin FREAKIN. We will see you Monday night on the Troll Patrol live.